and we're back with a new video from the MUFC YouTube channel. This video is about 4 players that can turn United into a Premier League champion side. Please subscribe, like, trying to get to 200 subscribers and beyond, and we can get more good videos like this. I believe these players can transform United and are definitely achievable to get. As you see, the first player is Tom Pope. I think he is a fantastic goalkeeper. Now you're probably thinking we don't need to get rid of De Gea, but for me, De Gea isn't commanding enough. He's not a leader. He's been probably the longest serving player we have, and he's nowhere near the best leader on the team. Tom Pope is a Manchester United goalkeeper through and through. As you can see, he's very good with his feet. He's just like a bigger, better version than David De Gea. Now, his passing isn't the best in the world, but it's certainly not bad, and probably better than De Gea's, to be honest. But he's an absolute presence in the goal. If you look at him, I think he's probably the second best keeper in Premier League with his feet, like saving the ball with his feet behind De Gea. But that's not what you look for in a goalkeeper, really. What you look for is presence, his commanding, his shot stopping ability, which his hands, his feet, his chest, his positional play as well is fantastic. He's always in the right position, which means the striker has to really put a good finish in to beat him. So the onus is all on the striker to beat him. I think he's probably the second best keeper in the Premier League behind Alisson. I think he's better than Ederson, but obviously Ederson's better with the ball at his feet. But we don't need that. We need a keeper like Van der Sar, like Schmeichel, has big presence in the dressing room. So for me, he'd be the number 1 goalkeeper. So we're gonna go with a 4-3-3, Pope in goal. We will then obviously go with Wan-Bissaka at right full, because I think Wan-Bissaka is a good defender. He can improve going forward, but I think as defensive wise, I think he'd fit in well. And if he has this centre back just beside him on the right side, he would make a difference. He would help him. This centre-back is a complete leader, and he's at a good age as well. It's Marquinhos. I think if he was to play, Wan-Bissaka on the right, Marquinhos on centre-half with Harry Maguire, I think that so far would be a good back line with Pope and Luke Shaw, of course, left-back. But just have a look at some of his play at the minute here. Watch. Like, he's quick. He's a leader. He always gets to the ball. He doesn't dive in. He's not one of the defenders that always dives in, other than when he's trying to make a block, like if it's a shot. But he reminds me a bit like Rio Ferdinand, the way he tackles. He just stands up, makes the tackle, reads the play well. He's good in the opposition box as well. He scores a lot of goals. Look at this here. Look at the recovery pace. That's exactly what we need. Exactly. He's passionate as well. And then he's a threat in the opposition box as well. So with him and Harry Maguire, we would also be a massive threat going forward. Right now we have Lindelof or Bailly. They're not really a threat in the box. There's no competition between centre-halves to see who can score the most. You know that I've played for teams, and the centre-halves are always seeing who can outscore each other going up at set pieces. We don't have that at the minute. Harry Maguire scores a few, but he could obviously improve. I think even Marquinhos would bring that competition between him and Harry Maguire. And of course, he's an absolute leader as well. And that's what we need. We've too many weak-minded players at the minute. He would come in and he would lift everything, I think. He'd be probably the most expensive one we'd have to buy out of 4. I've got two West Ham players in that one of them might surprise you. So, stick to the end to find out who that is. So we have Luke Shaw going in at left-back. So we have Pope, Wan-Bissaka, Marquinhos, if I can pronounce his name properly, Harry Maguire, and left back Luke Shaw. Now, we are going to play 4-3-3 with one holding midfielder, a kind of centre midfielder, and an attacking midfielder, and then 2 wingers, right and left, and a centre forward. So the next one to go in is the next player that I think would make a massive difference for Manchester United, and he's a Manchester United player. It's Declan Rice. He is the closest thing I've seen to Michael Carrick. Absolutely the closest thing I've seen to Michael Carrick. He would fit into that team brilliant. His passing ability, he scores a few goals. He probably scores more than Carrick, just a little bit, but his ability to control a game with passing, again, another young, hungry, leader. And so far, 2 of these players have been English as well, so that's good. So we are United have always done well with British players. and then sprinkled in with a few foreign players like Marquinhos, Pogba, you know, Fernandes, you know, that Cavani up front, out of the back four or back five. Most of his passes are forward. When you go side to side, the forward side passes, not just backward side passes, unless there's nothing else on, of course. You have to do it sometimes. But for me, yes, I'd have him all day. And there's a clip in this where he makes about 4 or 5 tackles in a row and wins the ball. It's exactly the hunger that we need. So he's also doing that thing that Fred is good at. Well, there he is, beating Fred to the ball. But that's something what Fred be good at. And Fred would, and then he wins the ball going forward. So for me, Declan Rice would go in as the holding midfielder. Now, alongside him on the right, if Pogba could play at his best, we need to have someone, because then you wouldn't have to worry about being defensively, because he would cover that. Marquinhos, you could play you can play a two centre halves high up the pitch, because Marquinhos' pace can go 1-on-1. You'd have Declan Rice covering, you'd have Pogba on the right, just go and express yourself, but also keep a little bit in mind the defensiveness. And then you'd have Bruno Fernandes on the left side of the centre midfielders, more of an attacking role. So Pogba would be the box to box, Declan Rice would be the sitting, Bruno would be the attacking one. You can just imagine that midfield tree. That midfield tree could be there for 5 years. It really could be. It would be a really good midfield tree. Fernandes getting the goals, Pogba doing the box to box work, Declan Rice, you know, the defensive one, controlling the play, with Marquinhos, I think Harry Maguire's captaincy would go up as well. I think he would like find better form. You would then have Rashford on the left. You have Cavani for the next year or two up front. I think he's a winner, he's a leader. He's probably his age, he's still probably the fittest on the team. And then you would have my right-sided, left-footed right winger. And this is going to be, people are going to be thinking, what is he talking about? Jarrod Bowen. He's 24 years of age. He reminds me a bit like Damien Duff, but actually he's a bit more of a finisher than Duff. Where Duff would kind of float shots and, wouldn't have that much power in his finishing. He has this kind of shot ability of like a Robin. He cuts in and whips it. I like him right or left foot. He gets assists, he gets goals. He's only going to get better. He has very good pace, very good acceleration, but his pace is decent as well. And I think he would fit into United's team. I think that would give balance as well. You could have Martial, Fred, McTominay, you could have Lindelof, Bailly on the bench. These have two half-decent centre-backs that come in. But for me, that's the team. It's Pope in goal, as you can see there. Bowen, I think that team could challenge. I really do. So as I say, if you could please like, subscribe, share if you want to. But we're trying to get over 200 subscribers now, and we can bring more videos like this. Them players are all very achievable, and we could get them players for the right price. That's not going to cost an arm and a leg to get them. It's not going to be too hard to get them. You get Marquinhos for about 60 to 80 million. You get Declan Rice again, 60 to 80 million. You get Bowen for probably 40 million. And the other one, Pope, you probably get for 30 or 40 million as well. Yeah, so thanks very much. Until the next time, goodbye.